Shiznitzel.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Nice and light. Keep it moving, Mark. Alright, Dahi, ready? Time to go forward, Mark.
The right corner.
No, you're up to go. Yeah. Okay, let's go, guys. Let's go. You happy, Dan?
Yeah.
Alright, Martin?
Yeah.
Okay, Dahi, take it away.
Terry, to say that you're a big fan of Johnny Cash might be an understatement.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Stop. Okay.
The game with that's my big question.
That's your big question.
That's the big one. Terry, to say that you would be a big fan of Johnny Cash would be an understatement. When did you first hear Johnny Cash play?
You know, I was probably maybe 5, 6 years old, and my father was a big Johnny Cash fan, so he brought home that very first Yellow Sun record and put it on the turntable, and as soon as I heard that sound coming out of that speaker, I was hooked. Can't tell you exactly what it was that attracted me to that sound, but for a 6-year-old kid, it was just, I'd never heard anything like that, even though I was only 6.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I haven't heard anything like that since.
And did you ever go to see him live?
You know, I saw him twice. I saw him, I think, around 1969 in Cleveland, Ohio, and saw him again around 1976 or so, 77 maybe, also just outside of Cleveland.
Yeah, but tell me about his charisma, the charisma he had on stage.
Just phenomenal. He could command an audience. The minute he walked out on stage, without saying a word, you know, people were just mesmerized. You couldn't take your eyes off him. It was just amazing.
And at what point in your life did you turn around and you said, I want to be a Johnny Cash impersonator?
Well, that was probably maybe 8 or 9 years ago when I first discovered there were other tribute acts out there, and I thought, well, you know, I love Johnny Cash. People love Johnny Cash. Who better to pay honor to with a tribute act than Johnny? But I had always, even as I was growing up, I would put those records on. You know, most kids, you know, when they came home from school, they wanted to go out and play ball or climb trees or whatever. Not me. I went up to my room and put those Johnny Cash records on and sang along to them. So they became almost a part of my psyche. You know, I could sing those songs in my sleep. As I got older, my voice started to change. Then I started to think, well, gee, I want to sound like Johnny Cash. So started paying more attention to the inflection in the voice, the accent, how he shaped and formed his words. And then as I got older and got into country bands myself later on, I always included some Johnny Cash songs. But probably about 8 years ago, I decided that I wanted to put something together.
Yeah, because your voice is very similar, like him when you speak, definitely when you sing. And you're from Ohio?
From Ohio, Southern Ohio.
And he's from
Arkansas.
The South.
Yeah, the South, yeah.
The South, so, and so did you kind of, you kept listening to his voice, try to get as close to his voice as possible? Yeah,
and I would watch him, you know, anytime that he was on TV, and of course, obviously, the television show that he had on ABC from '69 to '71. Anytime, you know, that I could, I watched that program. And so then I tried to start emulate the moves, you know, a little bit, you know, incorporate those into the performance. So, you know, I tell people all the time, I'm very fortunate and very blessed to have been able to practice sounding and moving like Johnny Cash for the last 40-some years.
And so at the moment you tour America, you were in Ireland last year, you're going back again this year?
Yeah, we were in Ireland in February of this year, March of last year. We just got back from Canada. We play just about all over the Midwest, upper Midwest, East Coast. Don't get down south as much as we'd like to, but hopefully that'll change.
And do people actually come up to you, taking pictures with you and stuff? They kind of think you're Johnny Cash, to be honest.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, people, if you know, if I'm dressed in black and I'm just walking around, you know, people will kind of look at me funny. And, hey, anybody ever tell you look like Johnny Cash? So, well, that's a good thing.
Now, one of the latest phenomena all over the world would be the Guitar Hero, which I suppose Slash from Guns N' Roses and a couple of more famous guitar players. But Johnny Cash is in there this time.
He is.
Tell me about that.
The brand new Guitar Hero 5.